Item number 406. Jacking, boring or tunneling pipe. 406. Description. This item shall govern for the furnishing and installation of pipe by the methods of jacking, boring, or tunneling as shown on the plans and in conformity with this specification. All work within the city street, county street, state highway, or railroad right-of-way must meet the requirements in this section as a minimum and shall meet the requirements of the permit issued by the city, county, state or railroad owner when their requirements are more stringent. Approval of all completed work in the right-of-way must be obtained from the appropriate official or owner prior to final acceptance. 406. 2 Materials. 1 Pipe. For sanitary sewers, materials shall conform to item 402.27, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, pressure pipe, or as specified on the plans by the owner's engineer. 2 Casing spacers. Casing spacers shall be as manufactured by Advanced Products and Systems Incorporated. SI model, with 2 wide, 7 long runners and shall have maximum spacing as recommended by the manufacturer. All other casing spacers must be approved by the owner's engineer. 3 Casing pipe. As shown on project plans. 4 Grout. Grout for annular spaces shall be sand cement slurry containing a minimum of 7 sacks of Portland cement per cubic yard of slurry. All slurry shall be plant batched and transit mixed. 406. 3 Construction methods. 1 Jacking. Suitable pits or trenches shall be excavated for the purpose of jacking operations. When pits or trenches are cut, such work shall in no way interfere with the operation of railroads, streets, highways, or other facilities and shall not weaken or damage such facilities. Barricades, lights, signs and other warning devices shall be provided at the contractor's expense according to the regulations established in the TxDOT Texas Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices to safeguard traffic and pedestrians. Contractor shall also follow all OSHA trench safety rules and regulations. The pipe to be jacked shall be set on guides to support the section of pipe being jacked and to direct it in the proper line and grade. Earthen material shall be excavated just ahead of the pipe and material removed through the pipe, and the pipe forced through the opening thus provided. The excavation for the underside of the pipe, for at least 1/3 of the circumference of the pipe, shall conform to the contour and grade of the pipe. A clearance of not more than 2 inch, may be provided for the upper half of the pipe. If voids should develop, or if the excavation is greater than the outside diameter of the pipe, including coating, by more than 1 inch, as determined by the engineer, the space shall be filled by pressure grouting with a grouting method approved by the engineer. The distance that the excavation shall extend beyond the end of the pipe shall depend on the character of the material, but it shall not exceed 2 feet, in any case. Generally, the pipe shall be jacked from downstream end. Permissible lateral or vertical variation in the final position of the pipe from line and grade shall be within +3 inches of plan grade on the upstream end of the bore, or as determined by the owner's engineer. Any pipe damaged in jacking operations shall be removed and replaced at the contractor's expense. All carrier pipe placed in casing shall be supported with bolt-on style casing spacers as shown in the plans and specified herein. The pits or trenches excavated to facilitate this operation shall be backfilled immediately after work has been completed. The backfill shall be compacted in 12-inch, lifts to 93%, of the maximum dry density as determined by tests on samples as outlined in TxDOT Test Method Tex 113E, unless otherwise shown on the plans. Backfilling shall conform to item 404 backfilling. The contractor must submit a jacking plan for approval by the engineer and/or appropriate official. 2 Boring. Excavation for boring pits and installation of shoring shall be as outlined under jacking. The boring shall be done using a pilot hole. The pilot hole shall be bored the entire length of the crossing and shall be used as a guide for the larger hole to be bored. The use of water or other fluids in connection with the boring operation will be permitted only to the extent to lubricate cuttings, Jetting will not be permitted. Variation in line and grade shall apply as specified under jacking. Pressure grouting requirements and procedures are the same as specified under jacking. All carrier pipe placed in casing shall be installed as outlined under jacking. Backfilling of pits and trenches shall apply as specified under jacking. The contractor must submit a boring plan for approval by the engineer and/or the appropriate official. 3. Tunneling. Tunneling may be used when the size of the proposed pipe or the use of a monolithic sewer would make the use of tunneling more satisfactory than jacking or boring. The excavation for pits and the installation of shoring shall be as specified under jacking. The lining of the tunnel shall be of the material shown on the plans. Pressure grouting requirements and procedures are the same as specified under jacking. All carrier pipe placed in casing shall be installed as outlined under jacking. Backfilling of pits and trenches shall apply as specified under jacking. 4. Casing end plugs. Casing shall be plugged on both ends before backfilling. Plugs shall consist of minimum of 2 F. of low-strength grout, 1500 p. s. I. minimum. The plug shall create a watertight seal between the casing and the carrier pipe. Any casing spacers within the grouted sections shall be greased or treated otherwise to prevent bonding of the grout to the casing spacer. 5. Trench safety. All excavation and trenching shall conform to item number 700, trench excavation protection. 406. For measurement. Jacking, boring or tunneling pipe materials and installation will be measured in the field, and the linear feet considered for payment will be the actual horizontal distance as derived from a begin casing to end casing horizontal measurement. Measurements exceeding the proposal quantity will not be considered for payment unless approved in writing in advance. 406. 5. Payment. This item will be paid for at the contract linear foot unit price bid for jacking, boring or tunneling pipe for the diameter of pipe indicated as based on the actual horizontal distance, which price shall be full compensation for the work specified including line cleaning, air testing and television inspection.